Hi guys, have you seen it? We need to talk about it. Cause like you know, I have a lot of issue with Supergirl, but luckily the last couple of episodes was very promising, and it looks like the crossover episode we just made TV history in front of our eyes. It's the best episode of Supergirl ever made. I don't know why, but this episode of Supergirl has everything what I miss from the show, and every single little tiny bit of the show is worked pretty perfectly, which was very surprising, and it made me very happy. Because like you know, I have huge expectations from this episode as a huge Flash fan and someone who keep hoping Supergirl can be the show what it should be and what it's supposed to be. And now we see a little tiny chance, actually in the last couple of episodes we've seen a little tiny chances this show can be something better than it was, and my hope level will start to growing. Keep hoping, my friends, keep hoping, because that's what the S symbol is for, right? I mean, it's hope with the series, and I really believe, and I honestly can say this, the second season of Supergirl will be great. Obviously, if CBS wants a second season, and if you ask me, then there will be a second season on the CBS, but don't run them fast. I don't even know where should I start with my favorite parts, because there were so many. First of all, the thing what I really loved is Grant Gustin is still the best Flash of all time, and I don't think Ezra Miller can grow up on the big screen to his level, but I'm still hoping. And don't forget that Grant Gustin has a lot of fun doing the Flash series, and he loved the character and he loved what he's doing, and we have plenty of fun because of this. And I really enjoyed the chemistry between Melissa Benoit and Grant Gustin, because these guys were on Glee as well, but they never really worked together. So this was the first time when they actually worked together, and the chemistry was like they are best friends since, I don't know, maybe kindergarten or even longer. And the way Barry Allen come to Kara's world was really exciting. My only question is where we should put this event into the timeline, because if this, and trust me, I have the feeling that this will be somewhere in the future episodes of The Flash. So I have really big hopes that this thing what Barry Allen mentioned at the end of this episode gonna happen on The Flash next season, and we're gonna see Supergirl there. Because in my understanding, there is a Supergirl on Earth 1, which means there has to be a Superman as well, which means there can be some kind of crossover, and maybe if they can bring Tom Welling into the picture, I would be happy. And if they will bring Erica Durance into the show, then I will never ever complain again about a DC TV show, because they gonna make my life the best. Yes, I want Erica Durance say on The Flash and Supergirl. So the chemistry was really great, and the story was actually very surprisingly amazing. I mean, Silver Banshee and LiveWire together fighting against Supergirl and The Flash. How cool is this? Greg Berlanti, you're a genius! I'm serious. And I really loved what the Flash showrunner bring into the show, and the way he interact with Kara, and the way they fight it together. And obviously we got that pretty obvious race at the end of the episode, which was on the promotional posters, and it was just the best thing ever. This is how you're doing a team up between superheroes. I'm with you, Greg Berlanti, and all of you guys there at the DC TV universe, because what you're doing is something what I want to see, and something what I want to be part of it, and something which you should be very proud. Did you catch all the Easter eggs in the episode? My favorite was definitely when Kara called the Flash Scarlet Speedster, and the Scarlet Speedster called her Girl of Steel, which is their nicknames. And if we're talking about nicknames, how freaking amazing was the scene with Barry Allen and Cat Grant together. I mean, if you really think about it, then I think Cat Grant just delivered the best line of the episode when he said all the people in front of her just like the people from a CW show, and it was a beautiful, beautiful reference. And I pretty much liked it more than when she said Blur or Speedy, which I think it was two completely different references. Speedy went for Tia on Arrow, and the Blur, in my eyes and in my understanding, it went for Smallville reference. Maybe this is a request for a beautiful dance. Maybe this means we can get Tom Welling and Erica Durance on the show. That would be awesome, so I'm definitely open-minded for this option. By the way, what do you think about Silver Banshee? I mean, for me, she's more like Black Canary's bad version, and because I'm a big fan of Italia Ricci since her previous TV show on ABC Family, I think I really enjoyed watching her playing this crazy cool character, and it was just so much fun to seeing her with LiveWire together, and the way they teamed up, it was really, really cool. And I think it's opened up a lot of future possibilities for the show, and I think it's a really important part of Supergirl to growing as a TV show. And I really think the character also learned a couple of things from the Flash, and these are also pretty important part of her growing as a superhero. And because of these beautiful, beautiful references in the show, it just makes your day so much better, and it's just giving you the hope what you want, and it's promising you that Supergirl will be a tons better show in its next season. You just need to figure out who is she as a superhero, and after that, it's finally starting. So just don't give up the hope of Supergirl, because I really believe this show will be so much better in its second season. There is seriously so many things what I loved in this episode, and I think one of them was the fact that Alex wasn't in this episode, and the fact that Lucy Lane started to become a bit more important character. And if you're asking me, then I have to say that Channing Tatum's wife is so much better actress, and she's doing an amazing job on Lucy Lane. And I never really thought I'm gonna ever say anything like this, but just like with Cat Grant, I have to say that I really, really enjoy Lucy Lane's character, and she's so much better and so much cooler and so much badass than anyone else, than what you would expect from her to be if you know the character from her previous interventions from Lois and Clark or Smallville, or basically from the comic books. Her team up with Supergirl will be something which will be a pretty important part of this show growing in individual. The weirdest part of this episode was pretty much the same, which was one of the best parts as a continuity, and it was definitely the scene where Calista Flockhart's Cat Grant talk with Kara Danvers, and they talk about Kara's love life, and I'm just like, okay, what's happening here right now? But in a way it was so freaking good, and I really believe that in the DNA of this show there is this sister act, which you don't have a chance to get now while Alex isn't in the show, so they needed to replace those sister moments with something. And I think they find, yeah, Cat Grant is her mentor anyway, so why she can give her some advices once in a while? And you know what? They were right. Those scenes were amazing. And another thing what I really enjoyed in this episode was the fact that how smart Cat Grant is. My question is this: if she's that smart, why she cannot see it? But technically she figured it out. And then her theory was destroyed by John Jones. I think she don't believe what she saw back then, and I really think she knows, and I really think this will be a very, very important part of second season, and it's a very important part why they become friends, more than just I'm your employee and I'm the biggest woman of the universe kind of thing, which is pretty important and pretty cool for Cat Grant. But it's really important that she and Kara grow together, and their friendship is my favorite part of this show, and it was always and it will be always, because it's just well written and it's amazing. So yes, my final verdict is this: World's Finest was the best episode of Supergirl, and it was the episode what you have to watch, even if you cancel this show, even if you never ever in your entire life saw a single episode of this show. You have to watch this episode because it was great, it was funny, it was creative, it was genius. This episode is pretty important for the future of the DC TVU, but let me know what do you think about this episode, because, you know, I'm all about your opinion, and I wanna see and I wanna hear what you like or what you don't like in the series in general, and why you gonna watch The Flash if you haven't started it yet. I mean, is that physically possible? Is there anyone out there who not watching The Flash? People, Flash is the best comic book adaptation show on television, not just now, all time. Is Lucy Lane is a better leading lady of the DEO than Alex? Or you think she isn't? And how did you see this episode? Please, let's talk about this, because it was the most exciting TV event of the year till Supergirl gonna visit The Flash. So keep up smiling and watch the DC TVU every single week, and don't forget, tonight there is a new Flash on the CW, don't miss it. So keep watching and let us discuss in the comments below.